Tag, grüezi miteinander. Hello, my name is Eve. I'm Filipino-Swiss American, and on my channel I talk about how to teach your child German when you are not a native German speaker. Today's topic, I will be talking about St. Nicholas Tag, Christmas, New Year's, and how we teach our children culture, traditions, and German during the holiday season. So in America, Santa Claus comes on Christmas Eve and he gives the good kids presents and he gives the bad kids a lump of coal. In Switzerland and Germany, it's a little different. Germany and Switzerland are very similar. They celebrate St. Nicholas Tag, Santa Claus Day, on either December 5th at night or December 6th, which is officially St. Nicholas Tag. And in Germany, there'll be St. Nicholas, and then he will have like an alter ego, like someone completely opposite of him called Krampus. So St. Nicholas will give the good girls and boys treats, but if they were bad, Krampus will hit the kids with the rods. And if you look on YouTube, there are a ton of videos about the Krampusnacht celebration in Germany as well as the Krampuslauf parade. But if you have very young children, I would say you should probably watch it before you allow your younger children to see that. I actually don't let my children watch those Krampus videos of them running around because they have very big imaginations, and Krampus is really scary looking, but very interesting to learn about. So you can always watch the video and then tell your children about Krampus. In Switzerland, you know, you'll have St. Nicholas, Sammy Claus in Switzerland, and his opposite, his alter ego, or, you know, the person that accompanies him is called Schmutzli. And just like Krampus, he will hit the bad kids with sticks and, like, sometimes kidnap them. But nowadays, it's very playful. And in Switzerland, they walk around with a donkey, and the donkey's pouches are filled with peanuts, walnuts in their shell, clementines or oranges, chocolates, candies, Lebkuchen. And so Lebkuchen is pretty much gingerbread. And for breakfast, a lot of children will eat Sammy Claus bread. So every year, I always make Sammy Claus bread for my children. And I talked about this in previous videos. And I will bedazzle the Sammy Claus bread. In Switzerland, they always decorate the Sammy Claus bread with raisins, but I totally decorate it very, I say my American and my Filipino side comes out, and I like bedazzle the bread. So when I was little, I have great memories of Sammy Claus Tag, St. Nicholas Tag. My uncle, but he was actually Santa Claus, came in with a giant sack filled to the tippy top with whole walnuts and peanuts in their shell and clementines and chocolates and candies, and he would pour it out all over the living room, and we just had the greatest time. My grandfather had a bakery in Switzerland when I was little, and we lived on the middle floor, and then my grandpa and my grandma lived on the top floor, and the bakery was on, the Backstube was on the bottom floor, as well as their store. So Christmas time, I always went down to the Backstube, and I would smell the Lebkuchen, and he would decorate it with the burned bear and design it really cute and sell it in his store. So if you are interested about learning about the history of Lebkuchen or a recipe to make Lebkuchen, I've talked about this in the past. So this book is by Andy Pillow. It's called Swiss Cookies, and I absolutely love this book. And I baked cookies from here, Christmas cookies, and if you're interested, you should read this too. Sometimes I do make my own Lebkuchen, but if you don't have the time or just the energy to make Lebkuchen, you can always go to Trader Joe's and buy the Lebkuchen there. It's from Germany, and what I do is I make royal icing, and I will decorate the top and type the names of my children on top of the Lebkuchen to personalize it for Santa Claus Day. But you can very well pipe a bear on there if you would like. And if you look online, Lebkuchen, like Swiss Lebkuchen, or burn bear on Lebkuchen, you can see how it's done and how it looks. But it's a beautiful cookie to eat. So my dad owns a chocolate store in Pennsylvania. So during Christmas time, we would be making a ton of chocolate Santa Clauses, and we would be making a lot of baked goods. So a bread he always made every year was called Stollen bread, and Germans eat this bread too. So this bread is very traditional bread to eat during Christmas time, and it has dried fruits in it. And for my dad's German customers, he will put marzipan in the Stollen bread, but then for the mostly Americans, they don't want marzipan in the bread because marzipan is not that popular, but he will make Stollen bread without marzipan. So I'm not a big fan of the Stollen bread. When I was working for my dad when I was in high school, I was in charge of dipping all the Stollen bread in a vat of melted butter, and I had to do like 30 loaves and put my gloves on and dip each bread in the vat of butter, and then I had to powder sugar it, and then I had to wrap it up without getting any powdered sugar on the packaging. So it was very challenging to do that. And plus, when you dip bread in butter, it's just like, some people are like, oh, you dip it in butter, oh my goodness. But I did not enjoy doing it. I prefer my dad's panettone bread. My dad is an amazing baker, also chocolatier, but I would definitely prefer my dad's panettone over his Stollen bread. And my dad actually went to the French section of Switzerland to be trained on how to be a pastry chef and chocolatier. So my dad learned how to make bûche de Noël cake, which is French, and it's a Yule log cake. So every year we always make bûche de Noël, and my kids help make the decorations for it with either fondant and gum paste, and they absolutely love doing this tradition of decorating the bûche de Noël cake. So I want to talk to you about a book. This is called A Very German Christmas, and it's the greatest Austrian, Swiss, and German holiday stories of all time. So sometimes with a lot of American Christmas books that I have seen, they kind of Disneyfy Christmas, like everything's so happy and so magical, and this book does not give you that warm Christmas feeling. But I absolutely love this book. It makes me laugh so hard. It's like a cynical, funny way of looking at Christmas. For instance, there's a story in here how this person has to return all their presents because, the gloves don't fit and so on. Or thinking about Christmas presents, like what should we give as corporate gifts this year, and they actually dropped the F word in this book, and I was like laughing so hard. It was hilarious. My dad is Swiss, so I understand Swiss humor. So this made me laugh, and I absolutely love it. So if you don't want a fluffy Christmas book to give to somebody, if you want to keep things real, of how sometimes Christmas can be a little stressful, this is the book for you. So there are so many great resources on Teachers Pay Teachers for Christmas, Weihnachten. So I will link below everything that I bought, and it is so worth it. And my boys have an activity to do every single day with a Christmas theme. I even found a packet about Chinese New Year, so I was really excited over that. I found Chinese New Year vocabulary words in German. We do have a few Chinese friends, so I was like, well, this is perfect. We can learn more about Chinese New Year, and we can learn German while doing it. So there are so many activities your children can do in order to learn German for the holiday season. They can make their Christmas wish list and write it in German. They can write their New Year's resolution. They can study Christmas and New Year's vocabulary. So what I do is I buy a gingerbread kit from Trader Joe's. I do this for Halloween too. And we will assemble the house one day, let it dry, and then the next day with their German tutor, they will decorate the gingerbread house. And she will be asking them casual conversation questions. A fun thing that they can do is they can paint Christmas things like a gingerbread, a wooden figure, and while they're doing that, you can either play Christmas German music or you can ask them casual conversation questions in German. And if you don't know how to say it in German, I've mentioned this before, you can go to deeple.com and type in your questions, and if you don't feel comfortable reading it, you can always press the speaker button and it'll be read for you. So you can definitely teach your child German even without a German tutor if you don't have one. The next video I will be talking about the importance of celebrating your cultures, traditions, and customs with your children and why it's so important if you know a language to teach it to your children. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. Dankeschön. Tschüss.